There's probably anywhere between 80 to 120 lawyers at any given time at NJP whose work touches on housing in some way. Homelessness work, eviction defense, anything else that involves people's right to safe and stable housing. A big part of the reason that we do so much housing work now is because of Washington State's right to counsel and eviction program. Right to counsel notifies every renter who gets an eviction summons that they have the right to have a lawyer appointed, gives them a phone number that they can call to call the eviction defense screening line, get screened and get referred to a provider. And that's what Krystal did. She called that number, got sent to our right to counsel lawyers, and they fought her case and defended her and identified this issue.
Northwest Justice Project made me feel that there were still good people out there. They helped to restore my faith in humanity, that not everybody looked at low-income people as less than. I was getting evicted. Yes, I quit paying rent, but you would too if you had raw sewage up to your ankles in your apartment and everything ruined. Bed bugs, cockroaches. I had 3 dogs. I was sick. I had a lot of medical problems. Just because a person's low income doesn't mean they should live in filth. And for that to be a government HUD-approved building, HUD should be ashamed of themselves.
Northwest Justice Project helped get her eviction dismissed.
It was nice to have somebody believe me and actually take the time to look into what was happening.
Northwest Justice Project provides access to justice for these tenants who are victims of bad actors, landlords, property management companies, who think that they can get away with exploiting tenants who are below a certain income level because these tenants don't have anywhere else to live. And so that doesn't just happen in Spokane, that happens across the state.
A few months after I moved out, I received an email from one of the agencies that helps with housing assistance saying All-Star Property Management got over $16,000 using my name, saying that I owed money. I didn't owe a dime. I had a court document stating that. Northwest Justice Project made me feel safe to where I could confide in them and tell them anything about what was going on and not be discriminated against.
Krystal's former landlord had claimed rental assistance falsely for rent that wasn't due.
And this was during COVID when a lot of property managers were able to access rental assistance for tenants who were not able to pay rent.
Partnering with the Department of Justice has been a huge benefit to Northwest Justice Project in dealing with the type of fraud that affects renters throughout the state. We've trained extensively on the False Claims Act, helping our lawyers flag these issues. The False Claims Act, which is where a person fraudulently receives money from the United States that they shouldn't get by falsely claiming a right to it. Krystal's case wouldn't have come in the door before. There wouldn't have been a way to help her. And since there is now with the Right to Counsel program, we're able to not only help her with her eviction, but also help identify and deal with this fraud that was occurring.
We were really involved in helping Krystal to bring out those facts that we could then put into a complaint that we then provided to the attorneys at the Department of Justice. There was more than enough to move forward, not just with Krystal, but with other tenants too.
We see organizations like the Northwest Justice Project as a critical law enforcement partner in our work.
Whether it's a $10,000 case or a $10 million case, we're going to pursue the case based on what is the impact to the community and how can we best leverage our resources to make the biggest difference.
We are able to partner with federal law enforcement resources.
Through the investigation, we were able to unearth evidence of dozens of other tenants who had been treated similarly.
Through that partnership, through Krystal telling her story, NJP coming to us to flag problems that they were seeing, we were able to build a federal case that resulted in significant settlement resolutions for Krystal, for the Northwest Justice Project, and for our office to show our community that we stand up for tenants and we're going to stand up for housing justice for everyone. This settlement is important both to send a message to landlords that we need you to follow the law. For landlords who are taking advantage of those programs, you will be held accountable.
The False Claims Act is a really powerful tool where we can recover not only the amount that was stolen, but also a penalty over and above that. There's also, under the False Claims Act, the whistleblower, in this case Ms. Jeffries, actually is able to participate in the recovery.
I never dreamed that I would get any money for it. That wasn't my intention. I wanted justice done. It's not a lot, but it's enough to where if I wanted to make a significant change, I can. I can put a down payment on a place.
I just want to express our office's appreciation for Ms. Jeffries. It's really difficult to come forward as a whistleblower. It takes a lot of trust and courage.
I am proud to be a whistleblower because we're getting back taxpayers' money. That money needed to be used for people that needed the help. Northwest Justice Project is there. All you got to do is pick up the phone and they'll listen to what you have to say. Doesn't matter if you're low income or not. You have the right to proper housing. You have the right to be treated with respect no matter what.